Let me ask you something. Have you ever done a job for someone, fully expecting to get paid, and then nothing? Just silence? It's this awful feeling, right? Because it feels so fundamentally unfair. And you know what? It happens all the time.
So imagine this. You help your neighbor out and mow their lawn all summer. Or maybe you design a killer logo for a friend's new business idea. They absolutely love it, they start using it everywhere, but then they just don't pay you. And there's no official contract, no paper trail. Are you just out of luck? It feels so wrong, doesn't it?
Well, you'll be happy to know the law agrees with you. It is wrong. And in fact, there's a really powerful legal idea designed for this exact situation, to stop someone from getting the benefit of your hard work without paying for it, even if a contract is missing or, turns out to be invalid.
And it has a name. It's called quantum merit. It's a Latin term, and it literally means as much as one has deserved. That's it. The whole point of this principle is just to figure out what your work was fairly worth and to make sure you get compensated for it. Simple as that.
But okay, the details here really matter. This isn't some magic wand you can wave over every single dispute. So to really get what this is all about, we're going to play detective a little bit. We'll use a process of elimination and check out a few different paths to see which one actually leads us to quantum merit.
All right, let's start with what seems like the most obvious answer. I mean, if you didn't get paid, you suffered a financial loss, right? So is that the trigger for a quantum merit claim? Makes sense.
Well, not quite. It's close, but no. See, recovering from a financial loss is usually handled through something called damages, which you get for a breach of contract. Quantum merit is different. Its focus isn't on what you lost. The key thing is the value of the benefit the other person gained from your work. It's a subtle but really important shift in perspective.
Okay, so let's try another angle. What if the other person was just a straight-up scammer? They were intentionally trying to deceive you and never planned on paying you from the get-go. Surely that's where this principle comes in, right?
You'd think so, but again, that's actually a whole different legal issue. Fraud is a really serious thing, all about proving deception and an intent to harm. But here's the surprising part about quantum merit. It can apply even when everybody was acting in good faith. Maybe there was just a genuine misunderstanding about the price, or a contract had a technical flaw that made it unenforceable. So you see, it's not about punishing a bad guy. It's just about making things fair.
All right, let's try one more path. And this one sounds a little more technical. What about something called frustration? In legal speak, that's when some crazy, unforeseen event makes it totally impossible to finish a contract. Like, say, a concert hall burns down the night before a big show. Is that when quantum merit comes to the rescue? Now, this is a separate idea, but it actually helps us get closer. Frustration is all about why a contract suddenly ended. Quantum merit can then be used to figure out who gets paid for the work that was already done before everything went sideways. So, using that example, how do the roadies get paid for setting up the entire stage before the concert hall burned down? That's where quantum merit could come in. Okay, so let's take a step back. We've ruled out a few big ideas. It's not really about what you lost. It's not necessarily about the other person being a liar, and it's not about why a contract suddenly became impossible. So, what in the world is it about? What's the core idea here?
This, right here. This is the heart of it all. It's so simple, but it's so powerful. Did someone get a valuable benefit from you, and did they not pay you fairly for it? If you can answer yes to both of those questions, then you are squarely in the territory of quantum merit.
That definition is perfect, but how does a court actually apply it? How does it work in the real world? Well, it actually boils down to a pretty straightforward three-part test.
So here's the logic. First, step one, you have to show that you actually provided a valuable service or good. That's the benefit. Step two, the other person has to have known about it and accepted it. You can't, for instance, just secretly go paint your neighbor's house and then show up demanding payment. And finally, step three, the situation has to be one where it would just be fundamentally unfair or unjust for them to keep that benefit without paying for it. And those three steps, they all serve one single master principle: preventing unjust enrichment. That's the legal term for it. Basically, the law just does not like it when one person gets unfairly enriched at someone else's expense. It just messes up the whole balance of fairness.
And that's really the crucial point to take away from all this. Quantum merit is what's known as an equitable remedy. It's not a legal sledgehammer designed to punish someone. Think of it more like a finely tuned instrument used to restore balance, and to make sure that if you provide real value, you get what you've deserved.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought, right?
This whole idea of as much as one has deserved, it goes way beyond courtrooms. Just think about it. Group projects at work, doing favors for friends, even just chipping in around the house. Where in your own life do you see this unspoken rule of fairness, making sure everyone gets what they've rightfully earned?